like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I'd be lying.
Marvel's Wolverine. Let's kick things off with Marvel's Wolverine, because this is an Insomniac Games title. The same studio behind the Spider-Man games. A lot of people have been waiting for this one with serious anticipation, and honestly, I'm one of them. The game takes place during one of the darkest chapters of Wolverine's life. We'll be fighting as Logan against Bolivar Trask's mercenary force, the Reavers, working to free captured mutants. The combat system looks incredibly fast and fluid, and I'm genuinely curious about how it's going to feel, slashing through enemies with Wolverine's claws while Jean Grey's powers come into play alongside you. That gameplay loop has me really excited. Marvel's Wolverine launches as a PS5 exclusive on September 15th.
Let's see your best then, eh? Swordplay is a game of strength.
Onimusha, Way of the Sword. The Onimusha series had been silent for years, and then Capcom decided to bring it back to life using the Ori engine. In this one, we're playing as Miyamoto Musashi, history's most legendary swordsman, as we fight through Edo period Kyoto overrun by demonic creatures called Genma. Musashi wields a mysterious gauntlet infused with the power of the Oni. Now, a lot of people have assumed this is a Souls-like, but Capcom has been very clear that it isn't, even though the comparison keeps coming up. We absorb the souls of defeated enemies to gain power. And honestly, the boss fights look like they're going to be the highlight of the whole experience. Onimusha, Way of the Sword launches on September 25th, 2026.
Gentlemen, we do not plunge headlong into folly on the orders of a single madman.
Creed Black Flag Resynced. Ode Edward Kenway is back, and this time he's arriving with the full power of PS5 behind him. Honestly, I never played the original Black Flag back in the day. The Assassin's Creed series just wasn't on my radar at the time, but now that they're bringing a modernized version, I'm absolutely picking this one up. The game keeps everything that made the original special: naval battle, the Caribbean islands, the pirate lifestyle. On top of that, they've introduced a new combat system, fresh story content, and updated stealth mechanic. If you're like me and missed the original, this is your chance, and it's coming in 2026.
Our flock has been led astray by your acts of defiance. Argent Anor trembles in the wake of your actions. They follow you now.
You might be wondering, didn't this already come out? And yes, technically this is a DLC, but it plays and feels like a standalone experience. When Doom: The Dark Ages arrived, it sent the Doomslayer into a medieval fantasy setting, complete with a shield, dragon mounts that could cut through armor, and massive mechs entering the Doom universe. Revelations expands all of that. New regions, new weapons, new enemy types, all built around that signature Doom philosophy of don't stop, don't think, just keep moving. If you're a Doom fan, you're playing this. Simple as that. Control Resonant. Did you enjoy the first Control? I'll be honest, I didn't. But this second one looks like it might actually win me over. You remember those dark, oppressive corridors of the Federal Bureau of Control? Jesse's brother Dylan Faden spent years locked inside. Now he's out, but the world wasn't waiting for him. Dylan carries paranormal abilities built up through years of containment, and he walks straight into a new supernatural crisis in Manhattan. The telekinetic combat, those brutalist environments where objects fly and enemies float, that constant blur between what's real and what isn't, all of it returns at a larger scale. And Remedy's ability to build a world that feels genuinely alive looks better than ever. I'm keeping a close eye on this one.
Big sad boy.
Avatar Legends, the fighting game. If you grew up watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the idea of a fighting game built around its characters is probably already exciting. The game features 12 playable characters, each tied to their own elemental bending style. Aang's aerial acrobatics, Zuko's fire attack, Top's earth armor. These aren't just cosmetic differences. They play completely differently from one another. Multiple game modes are promised, along with a competitively balanced system. And with a new Avatar film releasing this year, the timing couldn't be better. If you're into fighting games, this one could be a serious option. It's out July 23rd at E26, or if you're watching this later, it might already be on shelf.
Denshattack. Go!
Denshattack. Imagine riding a train, but pulling it off like a skateboard. That's Denshattack in a nutshell. Set in a dystopian version of Japan. The game takes the trick system from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and mixes it with the Dreamcast aesthetic of Jet Set Radio, across more than 50 individual levels. Story-wise, you play as Emmy, a courier who teams up with an underground network to take down the sinister Morito Corporation, riding and tricking customized trains through neon-lit cities and wild landscapes. The soundtrack was composed by T. Lopes, the musician behind Sonic Mania. If this one's on your radar, it's out July 15.
You wanna fight?
Star Wars Zero Company. Have you ever imagined Star Wars as a turn-based tactical RPG? If so, I've got good news, because that game is coming on August 27. Set during the Clone Wars era, Star Wars Zero Company puts you in charge of building your own special operations unit. Jedi, clone troopers, bounty hunters. You choose the mix. Every mission demands a different approach. And that's exactly what makes tactical RPGs work when they're done right. The game sits in the gray zones of the Republic, morally complex territory where orders get questioned and the cost of war is felt at a human level. It's a side of Star Wars that doesn't get explored nearly enough.
By an alien alliance bent on our eradication. The Covenant. So we made a bet and trusted everything we had left to one soldier.
Master Chief is finally coming to PlayStation 5. This is a full remake of Halo Combat Evolved. The same story, the same flood, the same bond with Cortana, but rebuilt from the ground up with a modern engine and a completely reimagined world. Honestly, that alone is enough reason for me to want to play it immediately. One of Xbox's most iconic franchises is now on PlayStation, and I think this is going to be very well received. What do you think? Are you ready for this one?
Dragons! Let's roll!
This might be the best platformer I've ever played. Retold is coming to claim that title again, because at its core, it's a modernized version of the original. The music synchronized levels, Murphy's assist mechanics, the multiplayer chaos, all of it returns bigger, more colorful, and sharper than before. But here's the thing that made Legends special. It's one of those rare games where kids and adults were equally entertained. Retold brings that balance back in full PS5 resolution. Are you going to play this one?
Akashima Island, haunted by dark stories. Our goal.
Until Dawn 2. Last year's remake of the original Until Dawn introduced the franchise to a whole new generation of players. Now the sequel is on its way. New characters, a new location, a new nightmare. But the same core promise. Every decision you make affects who lives and who dies. The butterfly effect system this time around operates with a much wider web of consequences, and the outcome is entirely in your hand. Honestly, this isn't usually my genre, but I think I'm going to play it anyway. The studio behind Ghost Runner is back, and this time they've built a first-person Souls-like around a soldier resurrected from Napoleon's army. You open your eyes on a battlefield. The people around you are dead, but they're moving. And Napoleon's voice, played by Vincent Cassel, is whispering in your ear. The game is set in 19th century Europe, where a plague is reanimating the fallen. Combat is first-person, sword in the right hand, revolver or magic in the left, parrying, dodging, breaking posture, precision mechanics in the spirit of Sekiro. A grappling hook and wall running round out the movement, carrying clear DNA from Ghost Runner. The score is composed by Arkadiusz Rykowski, who handled the Silent Hill 2 remake soundtrack. That same dark weight is present throughout. Minecraft Dungeons 2. The first Dungeons took the Minecraft universe and turned it into a dungeon crawler that honestly performed well beyond expectation. The sequel expands on that formula across the board. Deeper loot systems, more varied build options, a wider world to explore. The 4-player co-op experience has been polished significantly. Everyone's running different weapon combinations, approaching bosses from different angles, building toward different playstyles. It's not complicated, it's not heavy, but that just one more run loop will keep you going for hours. It's shaping up to be one of the most accessible co-op experiences you can sit down and enjoy with friends.
Determination is not enough to cheat you.
The Blood of Dawnwalker. When people found out that the director of The Witcher 3 and developers from Cyberpunk 2077 had teamed up to build a vampire world, everyone got excited, myself included. Because we know what these people are capable of. The setting is medieval Europe during the Black Death, with vampires emerging from the shadows to seize power as humanity weakened. We play as Cohen, a Dawnwalker, neither fully human nor fully vampire, caught between the two. And here's what makes the game mechanically interesting. There's a 30-day, 30-night countdown. You have that window to save your family. During the day, things are calmer and grounded, but when night falls, your vampiric abilities unlock, and that's where the game opens up. What do you think is this one going to deliver? The free Shepard. Have you ever played as a sheepdog in a game? I'm guessing no, because I haven't either. In this relaxed, easygoing experience, you play as a sheepdog on a mission to gather a lost flock and guide them to a hidden shelter, all while helping to protect the world around you. There's no combat, no stress, just a calm atmosphere, and the quiet satisfaction of finding scattered sheep and bringing them home. It's probably the most unexpected game on this list, but sometimes that's exactly what you need.